Welcome back, everyone. I'm Zell, and today we've got a neat one from Bestech to look at. Alright guys, this is a slip joint from Bestech. It does not have a name yet. We don't know what steel's going to be in it yet. All we know is the shape of the knife and the action, and that they intend to produce it. Why do we not know anything else? Well, they just got done with the design. They just made like 2 or 3 of them, and they sent one over here for us to look at, and they're trying to gauge interest. So what you need to do if you're interested in this knife is get over to Instagram, let them know you're interested in it, and now let's get into the video and find out if you are interested in it. To start off with, we've got a closed length of 3.9 inches, a handle thickness of 0.38, a closed height of 1.1, an open overall length of 6.7 inches, a blade length of 2.8 inches, and an edge length of 2.44 inches. A blade stock thickness of a nice skinny 0.120 or about 3 millimeter, and a really light weight at 2.49 ounces. Now it does have a lot of grip length for a small knife. From here all the way to here is about 4 inches. From here to here is about 3.3, so they've got the big hand guys covered. I mean, look at that. And alright, let's get a look at it. What we've got here is a big slab of titanium that's nicely contoured. We got some CF inlay in there, and we've got a little bit of contouring there for your fingers whenever you've got your hands around it. We've got a tip up left or right hand pocket clip, and a stainless back spring. Man, this thing just looks good. Just get a look at it. It is a looker. In fact, let's do a sweep. What do you say? It is a looker. All right, let's do a little bit of size comparison. I've got several out here. We will do the Delica first. Delica is right in there, right about the same size, a little bit more blade, and a little bit lighter, I believe. But what we're really curious about are the other slip joints, the nice ones that are out there on the market. Here's our TRM Viator. Now, in my mind, the Viator is the slip joint, or the guy that wants a slip joint that can do stuff, big stuff, do things that your standard, 3.5 or 4 inch frame locker doing. That's what the Viator's for. It's not just a float in your pocket or a small knife, and it does that job extremely well. Other small knives, we have a Mass Drop Gent. Very, very nice small knife. But, it is a locking knife, and there's some other issues with the Gent. But overall, a great knife, well thought out. What else do we have here? Very popular right now, we have the Rectifier from Wii. It's a locking knife, but very much the same size. And we'll get this guy out of here, and we'll get the last two up. There is the Wisp from Wii. That is my favorite of Wii's new small knives. And there is our Benchmade Proper. And I'm going to leave the Proper out here for a minute because I want to talk about this in the Lion Steel Roundhead for just a moment. What Bestech has given us is a modern interpretation on the slip joint knife. I'm not even going to put traditional in there with it because it is not. What Benchmade and Lion Steel are doing, they're giving us traditional style knives with some modern flair, which is super cool. However, I really like this idea of the Spyderco UKPK and the Bird equivalent, and what Bestech's doing right here, and what we've also seen from Elijah Isham with the Black Star. Slip joints for those that need a slip joint where they live, or those that prefer to have a pocket floater, and being modern, not stuck in the 70s. And I really, really appreciate that. And let's get a look at this blade while we've got her open. And we do not know what the blade steel is going to be. I have suspicions that this one is S35VN, but I'm not sure. I've used it some. There is some chipping on the blade. I know that, maybe. That Staz has used it and I've used it, and this is just a blade. We don't even know what the finishes are going to be. They pulled this thing out of the mill, finished it off, and just gave it a basic finish, a set of thumb studs, and sent it over here so they could gauge enthusiasm for the knife. And overall, they've done a good job. The edge termination is good. The everything in the ricasso area is good. We got a little jimping back here, a little jimping up the thumb ramp. We've got thumb studs, and the thumb studs work good. Don't eat up your fingers. And we've got a nice high grind. And Stazza measured this guy at 20 thousandths behind the edge, so nice and thin. So it should make for a really, really good little slicing knife to take care of all those small tasks. Now, it is .12 blade stock. That's about 3 millimeter, which is just a smidge thicker than many of the knives. Doesn't bother me any, but I know some of you guys have major issues with that. But .12 I think is plenty good as long as they've got a nice high grind like they do, and they're getting it thin behind the edge. And how does it work mechanically? Well, you know, you can see there, it is a slip joint. It is a standard slip joint. Got a back spring, half stop, full open. I'll give you some stuff to look at out here, and I'm going to put it up by the microphone and run it through its paces. There you go. That's the walk and talk of the Bestech slip joint. And now let's move on to ergonomics and action. The ergonomics on this thing, like I said, we've got nearly 4 inches of grip length whenever you use that forward choil, and I would always use that forward choil with any knife like this. So plenty of grip length for whatever size hand you've got. It's a very good one ergonomically. You know, we've talked about it 100 times. Simple handle designs make for great ergonomic knives. And that's what we've got here. Bestech hadn't tried to reinvent the wheel or make anything crazy fancy. They've went with nice and simple. Action-wise, let's get her closed. This is, Tony, it's ambidextrous. Check it out. That's my right hand. Let's see. There's my left hand. Hey, it works in both. Even that pocket clip is tip up left or right. And the action has a pretty stiff full stop. The half stop is somewhat light, in my opinion, but it's not bad. And because you have that forward finger choil there, I'm not nearly as worried about the half stop. But I'd say the half stop is on par with a case. Pretty good. But there you go. Let's get it in the pocket real quick and close this out, because I'm talking all good about this, but I've got a couple quibbles. One of them starts right here. Look at this. That pocket clip doesn't have enough ramp on it. They need to get some ramp on that guy. Now, whenever you get it in there, it's not too bad. Now, for me, that wouldn't be a big deal, because if I bought one of these, I would be sticking it in my pocket without the pocket clip, or maybe leave it on there. I don't always take them off, and just let it float around and get all scratched up, because that's what I do with this size of knife. But whenever you do get it down in the pocket, it's not bad. Got a little bit sticking up, got the lanyard hole sticking up, and the lanyard hole's not real big, but it's big enough. And let's see, there you go. There's your lanyard hole. It's, well, the pocket clip needs some work. We're just going to leave it at that. Now, one last quibble. And here we go with, why is there a screw of that sort in the middle of the inlay? Now, this is a prototype. I'm going to assume that Bestech is going to put a screw with a taper on the head, countersink, that will go flat, or they're going to use some other type of attachment method for the carbon fiber, or at least I hope so. And that, I think, those are my only quibbles, because really, guys, as far as looking for a slip joint, this one matches. This one does the stuff that I want it to do, and I really hope that Bestech does come out with this. Takes care of my couple little quibbles, and actually I don't give a crap if they can take care about the pocket clip or not. They can take that pocket clip and just leave it in the parts bin as far as I'm concerned. But it's gonna be a good looking knife. The one-handed opening and closing on it is very good. It's fully ambidextrous. You guys know I love that. And most importantly, that forward finger choil. And There you go, guys. I'm going to give you one more slide through here. Let Bestech know what you think over on their Instagram. Let them know. If you want to see the slip joint, tell them you want the Bestech Slippy and you want it now. If you want to raise the issues that I raised with them, let them know. But all in all, no matter how it comes out, I think this is going to be a good one. I am rather impressed. And you guys, thanks for watching. Get a hold of Bestech. Let them know what you think. And don't forget to hit us up over at theapexnews.com. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.